they're gonna... There was a ping. Maybe they caught a wingtip from Galio. Now, that's of course not how our Fog of War works. You either see the whole thing or you see nothing. And they're super patient, just standing there waiting. I'm not sure, Joe, do you think they can tower dive him at level 1?
No.
There's 5 of them. If
yeah,
they
but one of them takes the aggro, man.
Well, then he goes out. You know, if they take turns taking the aggro. But no, Hotshot is super safe right now. They are going to take the blue. They see here, they're going to take the wolves first as well. A good amount of damage coming from them there. The AD support lane needs to be top, evidently, because Hotshot is bottom lane. And a good amount of help here for JTM, who is going to take the enemy blue. And going to be very, very happy with that.
Yeah, puts that smite down onto that blue. No real surprises. We're going to go for the early gank here. Singe needs to be very careful. He's got the exhaust down onto him. This is first blood for CLG, and it is Elements who picks it up. Not the ideal situation, but it is first blood nonetheless. And of course, down in the bottom lane, we do have these switcheroos going on from CLG. They are playing that single solo lane down at the bottom. They will play with 2 up at the top. So things switching around. The question is, who does better in this one? Vayne and Taric against that Galio, who obviously can, who has the range, by the way, to still be getting that farm in. And they are going to get the stun onto him as well. Hotshot needs to be careful, and he's burnt his flash. That's fine for World Elite. They don't mind, particularly that they're going to lose out on that whole thing.
What are they doing? What is Saint Vicious doing? He is invading like a pro here. Beautiful play, by the way, against that Cinch, because they knew he didn't have flash, and now JDM has to run as well. Waits for the wolf to go away, and JDM just barely reflex flashes that. Nicely done there. I think Saint Vicious may have used Smite to clean the wolf to get a clean shot on his Q. I think that's what happened there. That's just... I can't even fathom what level of play you need to be to the... Is this going to be a roaming Janna from Elements? Because Elements said earlier, you roam either Taric, Alistar, or Janna.
Well, why not? I mean, Singed against Ezreal is Ezreal fine on his own there with the range that he's got. Don't forget he has a blink as well, so he has means to escape without using anything more.
Yeah, and that means, oh, it's stunned, but Hotshot puts the shield in first, so he's going to be okay. The Gangplank is going to be counter-jungled very hard then, because everything that the roaming support needs to do, if it was a roaming support, doesn't look like it after all, is just go into the forest and stop him from doing those big objectives. Just show up. That's basically, that's a good job description there for roaming support. Just show up, force the enemy to react, and leave the red buff, because you can't take a red buff while the Janna is tossing you into the air.
We'll see Saint Vicious get himself home. First time, I guess Boots are going to come in there to join that Doran's Blade that he already had. Orianna is getting blue buff for the team of World Elite at the moment, so that's going to make her that little bit more effective in that middle area against the spam-happy Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Actually, they have both blues now under control, the World Elite.
That's pretty good for them. Vayne is still doing a good job keeping Hotshot on the farm. Let's have a look at his farm here right now. Hotshot is at 11 versus 28 for Vayne. You don't ever see Hotshot under farm, but the thing is, he's okay with that. He can stay alive in that lane, and he can later on farm very, very quickly. Elements helping Saint Vicious with red, going back to lane right now, I think. Or he may just be, he's just warding the river there real quick. And Galio, because he can farm with AoE with his skills, can catch up very quickly later on, and that stun came too late to stop him from farming, which is all that he wanted to do there. Oh, Vayne also takes a tower hit there. Oh yeah.
At the moment in that middle area. Let's have a look while we've got maybe a bit of respite. I'm interested to see the middle CS, which is 31 for Orianna to the 36 of Cassiopeia. So pretty balanced stuff there in that middle, and obviously Cassiopeia going back double Doran's ring, so got a little bit more health, mana regen now, and that will obviously help her to be able to spam, which she does get rewarded by, don't forget. Or rewarded for, I should say, by that passive.
And that was a beautiful move here, actually going behind the wall toward the river. You could have just walked down there, but this way, Messiah may not know that there's a ward, so they may waste some time trying to gank from that direction. Oh, Cassiopeia is just so much fun to farm with her. So easy, so much fun as well. And don't think YMS is going to have a lot of fun here. Let's have a quick look at the at his CS 14 versus Gallius 20 now. So he's definitely not doing well. He's going to have to go home there. Yep. And
it's too much that lane for Singe to eat. The range of Ezreal is just going to constantly bully him away. He's going to have some real problems. And
oh, that's tower.
Yeah, he's dead. He couldn't stay there anyway. He was far too hurt.
That's a CLG move if ever there was one. Switching top and bottom lane, knowing that they can pull it off with this particular lineup against them, and then just using that advantage so very, very quickly to get a very early tower. And two people setting up for a gank on Hotshot right now. They should wait for Vayne to come back to the lane. If they are patient enough, we've seen before, we've seen a Chinese player sit here in the brush for, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. It felt like in an earlier game today. They are definitely nothing if not patient. And once they see their chance, they are going to go and commit, like Elements pointed out. Hotshot is now going to farm some more. There's going to be the stun. Vayne is there as well. There's the exhaust. He is stunned. He is slowed. He's going to be pushed back. And that's definitely a kill here on Hotshot, who is going to use his ultimate to at least do a little bit of damage, I guess. Same time, St. Vicious jumping onto Singed in top lane. One more Q is all he needed there, but is not quite going to get it. Doesn't matter. St. Vicious on Lee Sin is such a joy to watch. Once he gets into Atmoc's territory, he's going to be really scary, Joe.
Yeah, if he's not scary enough already. World Elite, of course, are going to use that kill onto Hotshot to force themselves a dragon take. Big Fat GG and Elements are there around. We are going to see the TP in from Hotshot as well. There goes the ulti actually from from Hotshot. No, not from Hotshot. I meant from Big Fat GG. And, well, they got away from it, all thanks to that Orianna ulti. When they were chasing Orianna's ball in their ultimate, it stops them all, obviously drags them all into the ball, stops them from chasing, and that was a great, great move to escape that big gank. Scary little fight for World Elite there on the Dragon, but they've gone away from it. Okay, they didn't take Dragon, but still, they've not lost any kills from it.
Another effect of the CLG lane switch, top-bottom lane switch there, is that it's normally true that after you kill somebody in bottom lane, you can go for a safe dragon, but that's because normally the bottom lane doesn't have a teleport. And Hotshot just respawned early in the game, respawns very, very quickly, and came in with the teleport there to really put a lot of threat on him. He didn't get a ulti off, obviously, because he used that in the end of the gank to do a little bit of damage to Gangplank. Could have been even worse for World Elite if he had his ultimate up there. But good move from them, and a little bit of a mistake, I say, from World Elite, not realizing that Hotshot would have his teleport and would be able to join the dragon fight very soon. Oh, Elements and Chorster setting up for a gank on YMS right now, who I believe is as dead as it
yeah,
is.
But he has
He's teleport. He's actually teleporting. Wow! And Janna could have used a knock up there. And look at him. What is he doing? He just teleported. He teleported in the rear of Hotshot. I don't know if that's going to be enough to kill Hotshot.
He's got his ulti ready though.
That is true.
Vayne does also have that ulti ready, should she need it. And look at the damage going in there already. Poison is already down, fling him away from the tower range. Ooh, went a little bit low there, did the Taric, but the heal came out. Ooh, we could have a little bit of problem here for Orianna, but again, they get around. Heal should be able to come out from Taric once again, should they need it. There is the push onto St. Vicious, who flashes nicely past Singe. Can he get away from that speed and actually dashes over to Big Fat GG to stay safe? But we are all tied up here on kills. Definitely a closer game than last time. There's the Orianna ulti. Oh, but it pulled him in there towards Taric. There comes the kill. They've managed to get St. Vicious down, and they're now closing in on the Cassiopeia, but couldn't quite manage to pull that one off. Chaucer is going to come in. There goes the ulti across, and it shaves two of them, but not quite pulling off what they needed, and they will flash away to safety there. Obviously a very defensive flash, but worth it because they are now at 3-3.
Nice, they equalize it, and we could get our great close last game that you and I, Joe, have of course been hoping for here.
Maybe.
Maybe we could. I said we could.
Hopefully. That's why I'll say.
With hope. With hope. Vayne coming in for a little look. Should be careful there. It's going to be fine though. See if nice. I didn't know you could do that. Cool. So apparently the Q is just enough range to jump from here to the wolves. St. Vicious of course has played Lee Sin before.
Couple of times I've heard.
Once or twice. So he knows these things. He's tried this before.
How about look again, Hotshot's getting pushed right under his turret and he's losing CS, which is something that will enrage Hotshot, no doubt.
49 to 80 currently, so Vayne is 30 ahead, but we should look at Singed really, and he's at 39, so Hotshot is 10 ahead of that. Ezreal is at 61 though, so he's 20 behind Vayne. Not gonna care that much though, because no, he just has the 1 assist actually. Vayne at 201, so that Vayne is doing a lot better than Chaucer's Ezreal right now.
201
for the Vayne.
200.
201, 2 kills, 0 deaths, 1 assist. That's what that means.
I thought you said CS 201. This is bad news from YMS. He does have his ulti up, which means he is super lightning fast. But look at that damage, the knock-up from Janna. Surely this is going to be a dead YMS. Nice glue, but again the flash from Cassiopeia, and Big Fat GG will get that ability off right there at the end to get the kill. Ooh, Taric very, very low. Oh,
Dodged it.
Dodged it just about. Yeah, Righteous Gas, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Surprising myself.
That's a resolute smite coming out there, that's the Q. So he can have 2 smites if he wants.
Oh,
flash
needs to be careful. There is the stun, and obviously they're going to knock him back against the wall for the double stun on Hotshot GG. One more shot from EWX, and that, sorry, WX will get the kill. And again, just perfect positioning with Vayne. There's so many things you've got to get right with Vayne. The positioning, obviously, when you knock her, or use that ability to knock her against the wall. The ulti doing so much damage, not quite getting there. She's going to tumble away. Taric should be right off as well, because St. Vicious is on his way in. I think he's just about in range. Oh, not quite.
So close. So very, very close.
Great game so far.
That was a wonderful exchange there, and Hotshot couldn't have been any farther to the left and he wouldn't have been stunned. I mean, 1 pixel further to the left, he wouldn't have been pushed into the wall. Vayne knew exactly how far he could be there. Taric actually rather knew that. Taric stunned him in just the right position. Vayne ran up, stunned him against the wall again, and that's a dead Galio right there. And that's a Vayne who is now at 301 with 93 CS. Oh, 103 on Orianna, and CLG falling behind in the farming game. Chaucer and Big Fat both at 80 versus 103 and 93 on the enemy team. That's 20 and 10 difference, in case you couldn't work that out yourselves at home. I'm helpful like that. Elements has no oracles at the moment, cannot afford an oracles at the moment, I would guess. He is probably not going to build a Cage's pick. He says that's not really necessary anymore. Did I get that right? Yeah, Righteous Gust and Resolute Smite. And Bulwark, of course, his W. Yep. Good bit of ward clearing here from If. Goes into the river. They don't know that JTM on Gangplank is around at the moment. Ezreal is now in bottom lane, so it looks like they're going back to normal lanes after Hotshot died twice there in lane, so they decided that is not working out as they would like it. Dragon is currently not up. The Dragon timer that I have in my chat is 17:01, so that's about 2 minutes, a little bit, 2 minutes and change from now.
Apparently I said Righteous Gas.
Gust.
I meant to say Gus.
Righteous Gas.
I've said Righteous Gas. That's something that, yeah. And it makes me move quick. Actually, it makes other people around me move quicker.
Yeah, that's what happens at Galio as well. There you go. Righteous Gas.
All good.
Oh man.
It's been a long 5 days here in China.
Yep. Okay, pushing back there. Top lane, Hotshot going against Singe. Don't think either of them can really kill the other. Singe is just going to farm away. And Hotshot is going to wait for the creeps to stack up, and then he can farm a little bit himself. 4 people currently on CLG's blue. They want to make sure that Big Fat LP gets that his ultimate total game changer in team fights if it comes out properly. He's level 10 right now, and he built the Will of the Ancients first. Have a quick look at the levels and see 7 on Taric, 6 on Janna, so that's the normal kind of gap that you have for supports, because they spend a lot of time away from experience doing stuff like warding or ward sweeping. And nothing too crazy there. Vayne has the BF sword, 2 Dorans, and attack speed dagger. That's going to be a seal for sure. You want the move speed as well there. It's a bit of a quiet phase right now, but we are only 40 seconds away from the next dragon, Joe. and I think that's when we're going to see the next clash here.
Yeah, I agree. They've got to be setting up for this. We are seeing a couple of pings coming down there onto Big Fat GG. That was from YMS, who is up at the top. So obviously keeping his eyes out there while obviously AFK farming with his Singed.
Yeah, you don't need to look at your Singed to AFK. You just run forward, run backward. That's it. You don't even auto-attack. Just poison everything.
Down on the bottom lane, of course, Chauster and Elements will be joined back by their opponents in this bottom lane a little bit later on. What items does our lovely Vayne have by now? She is 301, Black Cleaver, Double Doran's Blade, and why not take the Elixir as well, just for that extra boost. Orianna does have the needlessly large rod plus triple Doran's ring, and Dragon is up and ready to be stolen, and CLG are already in there. Look at the speed that they're taking it down, and World Elite aren't going to surely get anywhere near this one. We saw the teleport in from YMS. The Gangplank ulti went down as well. St. Vicious is a dead man in this one. What's going to happen next? Hotjock gets right in the perfect position to drop his ulti off, but I'm not sure this is still going so well for CLG. Stunner's come out onto Chauster. Look at Vayne's damage. It's absolutely incredible. We're going to see Elements go down. Can Chauster finish this one off? YMS is closing in. There goes the blink to get him away, and Chauster will save his life with that one. Oh. Wow, that was a great little exchange, but World Elite didn't lose a man, and CLG lost 4 men in that one, and it puts World Elite 8-4 up in all of this. Wow, amazing.
And mind you, that was with Galio catching 4 of them in his ultimate. That couldn't have gone better. I'm not sure, I didn't see the Cassiopeia ultimate, but that would have been exactly the time to go for it as well, and just layer that on top of that. I think Hotshot may have come in just a little bit too late. He should have come in for the Dragon, but he hoped that maybe his team would just do Dragon and he could keep farming, which is, you know, as we all know, a thing he loves to do. Loves to farm all day long. He's actually a top pro player at Farmville as well. No, he's not.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's late. He could have come in a little bit early and maybe used the ultimate to keep the damage off his team. The thing was, after the ultimate, CLG felt good, and you'd feel good if you catch 4 of the enemy in your ultimate. Oh, beautiful attack there from CLG. Not quite beautiful, actually. He has to flash to get out. Didn't get Gangplank down. As I was saying, CLG felt positive about that team fight after the ultimate, but there was still a Vayne, and the Vayne was unharassed. No one was actually giving Vayne any kind of trouble, and we saw the damage that she put out there. It's just godly, god-tier damage right there.
Yeah, and if Vayne didn't, you know, get even harder going later into the game. Anyway, when she's 602, she's got that Black Cleaver already. She already has the BF sword for her second item of choice.
That's gonna be a Bloodthirster, I guess. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. And Galio's top and could not stop Singed from taking it. So, as a matter of fact, Singed is like, oh, you're here. Oh, you're attacking me. Huh, I didn't notice. He needs to leave at some point. I mean, once you take like 4 or 5 combos from Galio, you are going to drop slowly, but he had all the time in the world to do that turret. Let's have a look at Messiah's build here. He has the makings of a death cap and 3 Doran's rings. I think that's something that Colby Cheese likes to call the poor man's Rod of Ages, which is what it is. That's roughly what it gives you. I think the uncharged Rod of Ages though. And CLG are pushing mid lane right now. They're probably going to tank this third. Yeah, they have a good Janna shield. He has his own shield as well. So with the double shield, they can tank this nicely enough. They have a slow on Chauster, but he does have his blink ready to go whenever he wants it. Hotshot free farming top lane right now. He's at 127, highest farm in his team, but there's 2 in the enemy team that outfarmed him. Both Orianna and Vayne have considerably more farm, and more importantly, Vayne is at 602 kills. She had literally a part in every single kill that her team managed to get.
Incredible.
That's the word.
I mean, WX is a real serious contender for the MVP. I hope he was in the. I hope he was in the vote.
WX may have been in the vote. I actually saw a lot of eHome players in the vote for some reason. PDD was in there, and Lucky, I believe, was in there as well. Lucky definitely not going to win it after his fiddle performance in the last game. Let's not hate on the guy. He was playing a great fiddle before, and the fiddle Galio thing that they had was just amazing. Back to this game. Big Fat LP waiting possibly for Blue to respawn, just hanging around here. Galio still pushing top after Gangplank used his ultimate to clear that minion wave. Just waits for the next one and takes the turret. And I don't think that WE can get there in time to stop him. So, nope, they can. There's a teleport. Not sure why they're running away from the teleport, because it's just singed. I mean, they could have just waited that out. So Messiah is in there, is he? In the vote I just saw. Well, he is playing a great Orianna. He did a lot of damage with his ultimate there in the fight near Dragon, and that was a big contributor to the fact that Vayne could just finish everybody off after they got softened up like that. YMS and Hotshot going at it right now in top lane. YMS didn't manage to get in front of Hotshot, so Hotshot is untouched by the poison, and YMS is just gonna, you know, farm some creeps. Why not? He does have a Philo Stone for the gold 10, and he has the Rod of Ages for tankiness. Mana, which with Singe translates to more tankiness, and AP. Yeah,
and just to touch on that, the MVP vote is actually closed now.
Is it already?
There was Chauster, St. Vicious, Candy Panda, Messiah, PDD, and Lucky.
All right, I have my theories who won that. Do you wanna bet?
Not really.
No? St. Vicious, definitely St. Vicious. Look at him going right here. Oh, he's dashing out of trouble, dashing into trouble, dashing every which way. And he carried his team so often, which you just don't see a jungler do. Chauster's not a bad player by any rate, but you know, what are people going to remember from Chauster from this tournament? The Ashe who hit Irelia with every single arrow. That kind of stuff. And the, his Urgot was did he even play an Urgot? No, that was a Skater we saw play an Urgot earlier today, and that was a great Urgot from Candy. We didn't see much great stuff out of Chauster quite yet, but that is, you know, he's definitely one of the greatest AD players, but it's nothing flashy that tournament viewers would remember and vote for.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm not sure when the vote closed, actually. I've been advertising it right up until the end of the final in Counter-Strike. Maybe it was already closed and I wasn't so well informed. Here we go anyway. CLG are setting themselves up for a Dragon. We are going to see a few from World Elite make their way in. We did see the glue go down. Here comes the teleport in for Hotshot GG. Not going to bother with YMS. There's no point in blowing anything on that Singed.
Not even a Q. There's really no point. As long as the rest of the team stays away and gives CLG a free Dragon, CLG is going to be very, very happy indeed. 8-5 right now, the kills in favor of World Elite. The Chinese team leading by kills, but I'm not sure how it looks for Dragons right now. 29:45 is the respawn timer on that. And CLG are going to go back to farm mode. They don't think they want to force engagements, not with this super fat Vayne here, who has finished the Bloodthirster on top of the Black Cleaver.
And there's a really great point there about Chaucer getting outplayed by Vayne, by WX, I should say, to give him his, his credit where credit is due, not just his champion name. Vayne does snowball a lot harder into that late game. She becomes so hard hitting, and she had so many kills early on. The 3 kills, I think, onto Hotshot in that early game. The stun from Taric, then she puts the damage. Hotshot looks to get away. Bam, you're against the wall. You're stunned again. And that's why this Vayne is in a very, very nice position. What's she currently at? What are her stats? 602 still?
Yep. And she's building Banshees right now, I believe. That should be a Banshees. Could be a Quicksilver Sash, actually. I would like that a lot for her to break out of the Hotshot ultimate. You can cleanse that. Obviously, Messiah just scouting for YMS there. A nice bit of team play. Just, making sure you don't make any of those silly avoidable mistakes. If you have an Orianna around, why not scout the ball anyway? A red buff going down on Vayne. That's even more true damage for her. Yay! Everybody celebrate. We have a lot of true damage. Elements ward sweeping right now. This is good. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. Doesn't find any, and there's actually good ward coverage of the Southern River right now for CLG. Let's have a quick look at their support. Has 3 wards in his inventory, so I think that's a 3. I'm not quite sure. And the Oracles, and they're now going very speedily toward blue. And a lot of pings going down. Hotshot is still tangoing with Singe, the top lane. I don't think either of them have their teleports up right now. There's an Ezreal ultimate going through all of them, but that's not going to bother them very much, is it, Joe?
That's not. I just had to laugh because Candy Panda walked in with a panda hat on.
And he grinned just when the Ezreal ultimate came, so I think he felt that. He has that global Ezreal feeling that Ezreal players have. He knew there was an Ezreal ultimate. Yep.
Well, it looks like World Elite are going to be pushing this bottom lane now. That turret, they target, and look how fast they're going to get it down. Yeah, they've put the ultimate down onto Hotshot, but
he's not going to mind. He's just going to tank the rest of the turret. Yep, there he goes. He's not even taking damage from the turret because his shield heals for more than the damage of the turret after the armor from the shield. So that's nice. That's good to have. We have a Sheen, a Brutalizer, and a BF Sword on Chaucer, who is behind in items. But Ezreal being such a very bursty, kitey champion, he can definitely turn this around just by staying out of trouble, waiting for his team to do the big damage, and then chasing people down. And let's have a look at St. Vicious. He does have the Frozen Mullet right now. Didn't want to go for the early one, Mox. He's just dashing in and out of trouble there. He didn't want to commit. He really didn't want to commit. But look at the same time what Hotshot GG is doing. He needs to go home now, clearly enough. But he did take a turret, and he did do a good 5th or so of damage to that turret. Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to get out of there. And what is he doing? Why is he staying? Oh, Hotshot. He's probably thinking he's staying because his team is coming along mid, and yeah, he needs to run to mid, but there is an Orianna who can just tag him.
Go Fountain.
Nope, tag. Next 10 seconds, if he dies to a turret, Orianna is going to get that kill, but he may just flash out. He flashes the ultimate. He gets stunned though, so he will be picked up there. Why is he doing this? Not sure. I'm not sure I agree with him burning his ultimate so many times before he dies here. But this gives CLG a bit of an opening to go for Baron. Nope, they are not going to do it. Okay, well, there was no ward coverage, I was going to say, but there is a ward right here, so WE are perfectly aware of this. And the venue is being disassembled around us, Joe.
That's not the best thing. This guy's shuffling along on his ladders without getting off.
That is pretty. That is what a Chinese.
We've got a Baron fight going on here. So look, just quickly look at him.
Oh wow, that is Jackie Chan level right there.
Anyway, we are having this Baron fight. It's down to just about 20% HP. Here comes Chaucer, and it's going to go to World Elite. No steal coming in from this one.
Nope, nothing at all.
Now CLG are going to have to go defensive. I wish we could have a camera on that. That is absolutely epic.
He's walking on a ladder. That's essentially what he's doing. That is pretty cool. CLG are on the back foot, Joe, and it looks like a Chinese team may actually be winning the IEM Guangzhou here, which would be amazing for them, and I'd totally like to give it to them as well, because that is just, you know, you have that home advantage, and China is cheering for them as well. Well, China is not cheering for them in person anymore because they may have been sent home already. Kicked out of the venue, or we had the same thing happen to us at Gamescom Cologne, when we had to kick people out for the last game of TSM versus CLG. This stuff happens because organizers need to close venues at certain times. We have our schedules, try to stick to it. We started kind of early, but it did go to the full length each and every time, and these weren't exactly short games either, Joe.
No, we've had some real long games. These best of threes have all been 3 games. Absolutely incredible. We're going to see World Elite again going in, taking themselves what is a free dragon. Even Smite used there by Gangplank. Why not? Might as well get it down that little bit faster and give yourself the opportunity to make this push. And I think we could see World Elite trying to make the best of this. They're pinging that red buff. They're pinging over by the top lane. The Clairvoyance has come down. There is no red buff available right now, so you can go right ahead and start pushing in that top lane. CLG are moving out as though they want to defend this one, but I think it could be a bit of a risky move. Looking down at the bottom, Singe is actually pushing that bottom lane on its own, which may be the reason why CLG fancy their chances in this one. We see the pushback. St. Vicious will actually flash over there. Ultimate coming out from Gangplank. Ultimate from Orianna as well. Ezreal ulti did go in the middle of it all. St. Vicious is going to go down. Chaucer is getting himself low as well. So much damage from Vayne coming in onto him. Surely Cassiopeia is going down as well. Hotshot will now be the next target. He exhausted that Singe, which is the most ridiculous thing ever because he's fast even with an exhaust. And we are going to see a 4-man takedown for World Elite. And this Singe is not scared. He's running after Janna, which won't quite happen. But they are going to take this turret down. In fact, it was Tariq who tanked it up himself.
Joe, could we be seeing the first Chinese team win a big offline event in League of Legends, the first Asian team at all? taking down not just any team but the current reigning champions. And I think there's a very good chance right now they are going to push this, and it is going to be at least 17 seconds until all of the team is back. They're going to take the second inhibitor. This is good play. We would have liked to see them push it to the Nexus, but obviously they want to play this safe. They have a real chance to actually win this here, and this will be huge for China. You want to see this kind of thing happen in China, and I am so happy for World Elite right now. From the very first game that I saw from them in this tournament, I picked them as my favorite team here. They done so much with perfect, flawless teamwork. I love to see what's happening here. St. Vicious did a good job there jumping in on that Vayne and pushing her back against the wall there. Oh, they didn't quite steal the blue. Unfortunately, it's going to go to Misaya, who is going to be very happy with that indeed. He has the death cap and the void stuff. It looks like our Chinese heroes are taking this, Joe, and China is going to be so happy about this.
The whole of China is literally going to be happy about this.
All of it. Every single one of them. How many are there? A billion or so, right?
A lot of them, that's for sure. But, well, these 5 skilled Chinese players are, you know, 5 of them that are winning it. Amazing performance we've seen in the tournament. But let's not count CLG out just yet. Let's keep the spirit of a final alive. Hotshot just slowly but not so surely chipping away against a super minion there up top, which would take him roughly the amount of time that it'd probably take World Elite to run straight up the middle, take down the Nexus and finish the game. And it looks like they could get in here onto Lee Sin. Actually, Vicious did get himself out of there just in time from that one. They're going to have to wait for Gangplank to get himself around. We do have all 5 ultis available now for World Elite. They are in a prime position to be going for this one. Of course, Baron Nashor ulti buff is gone now. It's finished, so they don't have that extra buff, but from what we've seen in team fights so far, they may not even need it.
No, not at all. As long as Vayne can stay alive, she can basically take them down all by herself. Chaucer has the Bloodthirster now, but maybe too little, too late there. And we're just taking so much damage from that Orianna. Hotshot GG going in and gets... What was that? He gets flung out perfectly. Orianna doing all that damage. Hotshot catches all of them. It does not matter. Orianna saves Vayne at the last second with the best shield that I have seen this tournament. And now it's just Chaucer Elements. Elements falling as well. Chaucer needs to be super careful. They're taking down the inhibitor right now.
There's no chance we're going to see Singe tanking these 2 towers all on his own. That is no problem. Look how fast they're taking him in. They go for that Chaucer kill right at the end. It forces him back to the fountain. They are going to take down this Nexus with 5 men. And World Elite are going to be the champions here of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Guangzhou, China, winning it on home soil. And I tell you what, Daniel, they've played an amazing tournament, and who would have thought 3 weeks ago that we would see such strong performances from these teams against the likes of CLG, who, you know, they've come here as the champions of the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Cologne. They've been overall so